Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Risk of Rain 2 reaction. Today we have Heav'n Flies Before the Machine's Soul. This one is another one by Stavros Markonis, who took over for Chris, and I recently learned that his music is just as fucking good, so I'm expecting this one to be of the same quality that Markonis gave me last time, so I guess without further ado, let's go! Already pretty wide in the mix. A lot going on in both ears, like separate things. Ooh, it really kicks in. I thought it was gonna be a more elongated, subtle build-up. Ooh, chill. I really like that synth there. That like, whoa, when that comes in there, it's so good. I hear them moving between the ears with that one. Yeah, they're really using that stereo space here. I love it when composers have fun with the placement of things. Although it might be the arranger Chris in this one. Different Chris Wilson. I'm really not sure who would handle the placement of things in the ears, the composer or the arranger. Either way, great calls all around. Yeah, still having fun with it. This one has a lot of like rhythm switch ups too. Love that like sub bass sink down, that fall. This one's really alive. It's got a lot of energy on it. I mean, a lot of the soundtrack does. But like right there, a change up. Getting really fancy with those switches. It's like skipping half beats. Kind of adding a stuttering effect. Hell yeah. So I was right. It is also a banger. I think Markonis is definitely doing a great job coming in on this game and just writing fucking the coolest pieces. If this is just a bonus track, I know that there's some more in the main soundtrack that are fantastic as well. Albeit it might also be because this is a bonus track that it's having so much fun that Stavros is having such a great time just messing with stuff and really exploring what he can do with the time signature switch ups and the beat replacements and just utilizing all the room he's got. Again, some of that might be the arrangement from Chris Wilson, but at the same time, whoever is making these decisions, as a team, they are. So it doesn't really matter who's making them as much as the fact that they were done and they both did a great job on this. I love it when a song has all of this stereo presence and they're really playing around with the placement of everything. I mentioned that during the reaction, and I'll always talk about it because it's always so fun to hear, because because not enough people do it. I hear it pretty often on the channel, but it is something that in the grand scheme of things isn't too explored, and I think it should be, because there's so much to do with the placement in the ears. You can have so much going on with just that stereo sound, and sure, you could put it into surround sound to get more, but like, you don't need to. You can do a lot with the room you have just between two pairs of ears, and all this placement around the head can be utilized, and I think they're using a lot of it here, albeit a lot of it was just straight up like left and right sort of things. It was not nearly as spacious as some other songs I've heard. They still did utilize placements like up here once or twice too, so it's not like they're avoiding them. It's just maybe the song didn't need it, and that's totally fine too, as long as you're willing to give it a shot and throw in some experimental stuff with that. I'm totally happy with it, and you can definitely tell they did that here. And just overall, great mix. I've got no problems with any of that. Everything was super clear. All the sawtoothy buzziness that's in the synths, totally clear. All of the rhythm, totally clear. Didn't have any moments in here where I thought anything was like overblown or like watered down by any other part in the mix. They did a fantastic job at balancing the side chaining that was in here, albeit not too much as well, which is also a good thing too, keeping things a little bit more static and just making the room where it needs to happen and not overdoing it where it doesn't. But again, I have to mention the amount of switch ups in the time signatures and the rhythms in here was super fun. Just again, lots of experimentation going on here and not being afraid to cut like a half or a full beat out just to change things up and kind of catch you off guard, kind of being more like a whiplash scenario, which might work for whatever purpose this song served in the game. Don't know what that could have been. It feels very like chase themey, so maybe it was during just like a general event or something, finding you and chasing you down, having to run away from something in general. That totally fits with this vibe, and those surprise changes in the song being like moments of, oh, are they around the corner? You don't know. It's something though, and just having that panic induced by having those switch ups in there, totally neat. And I fucking love it when people do that. Again, it's an experimental thing, and it's something that not a lot of people tend to dive into too far, at very least this much. If there's a change up in a song and it's a little bit more conservative, it might do it once or twice, but this did it like for a time in there every like couple of measures. So that's the fun. You can tell that Stavros is having a great time with this. You can tell that Chris probably had a blast just arranging this cacophony of stuff going on. And again, just bringing you the best of what they can do, working together, replacing the other Chris in his work. And just, while I did love Chris Delolu's work, it's not necessarily like I think he was the only thing that made Risk of Rain's soundtrack what it was. You could totally have people come in and replace as needed, as long as they also share that enthusiasm that I think Chris Delolu had. You know, it's entirely based on the vibes of the people involved, and I think that these two involved are doing a great job, and especially Stavros just making the composition in general, doing a great job there. But the arrangement of everything in the ears and placement, I'm assuming that that's Chris Wilson's work. It's fantastic. They're a fucking great team. So again, really no arguments from me. Another fantastic song from Risk of Rain 2. This soundtrack I feel like is pretty slept on. Like, I don't hear too many people talking about it and watching these videos even, so I feel like it's a corner of the musical internet, like video game soundtrack world that, while I'm sure it has its fans, probably isn't huge and like overblown, which is also kind of nice, because there's always a different energy when you get too many people showing up, but at the same time, you wish that more people hear it. So it's almost like this will they won't they of a gatekeeping scenario. Like, I want to keep these songs to us, but at the same time, I want more people to hear what these soundtracks have to offer, because they are an absolute blast, and they always do a fantastic job at making them sound great. So it's really just a catch-22. I want more people to hear it, but also leave me and mine alone. I want to just explore this sound and be left in my peace. So I don't know if I'll ever win that, and I honestly do hope more people do end up hearing these soundtracks in time, but whatever that may be, great job here today. Fantastic work as always. I'm sure I'll be hearing more. Thank you, Exotic, for putting this into my executive producer queue so I could hear it. And thank you to the community that watches these. Like I said, I don't think many people watch these or listen to them, but I'm glad for those of you who are sticking around to watch these and experience them. It is a fantastic soundtrack, and they always put their all into it, and you can really feel that essence in there. So if you have another song you want me to get to, drop in the comments below, and I'll do my best as always to get to those. Or if, like Exotic did, you want to guarantee that I listen to something, you can always join my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, where there's a tier that will force me to listen to whatever you want. It doesn't matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!